Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're so glad to have you here. Today we're diving into a really important topic, burnout and its effects. It's something many of us experience but often confuse with simple laziness. Now, we all have days where we just want to stay in bed and binge watch our favorite shows or movies. But when those days turn into weeks or even months, and you find yourself struggling to function at your best, it might be time to take a closer look at your situation. Let's break down the 6 signs that show you're burnt out, not lazy, and what you can do about it. Understanding these signs is the first step to reclaiming your energy, your motivation, and your life. Let's get started. The first sign we're going to talk about is chronic fatigue. And I'm not talking about needing an extra cup of coffee in the morning. I'm talking about that deep, bone-deep exhaustion that just doesn't seem to go away, no matter how much sleep you get. You wake up feeling like you could sleep for another 10 hours. Dragging yourself through the day feels like trying to run a marathon through quicksand. Sound familiar? This kind of fatigue goes beyond just being tired. It's like your internal battery is constantly running on empty and no amount of charging seems to make a difference. You might find yourself needing naps throughout the day, even after a full night's sleep. And here's the thing, when you're experiencing this level of fatigue, it's not just about feeling physically tired. It affects your mental state too. You might find it hard to concentrate, make decisions, or even remember simple things. This kind of persistent, overwhelming fatigue is a major red flag for burnout. It's your body and mind screaming at you, telling you they need a break. Don't ignore it. Don't brush it off as just being lazy. This is serious, and it's time to start listening to what your body is trying to tell you. The second sign we're going to explore is decreased performance. Now, everyone has off days. It's completely normal to have moments where things just don't go as planned. But when you're consistently struggling to meet your usual standards, whether it's at work, in school, or even in your personal life, it's time to pay attention. This isn't just a one-off bad day. It's a pattern that can indicate something deeper. Think about it. Are you someone who usually breezes through your to-do list, but now you're staring at it with dread? Tasks that once seemed manageable now feel like insurmountable obstacles. Are you normally a star student or a top performer at work, but now you're just scraping by? The effort you used to put in effortlessly now feels like a heavy burden. This decline in performance can manifest in different ways. It might be subtle at first, but over time the signs become more apparent. Maybe you're missing deadlines, making careless mistakes, or struggling to focus on even simple tasks. These small errors can add up, creating a cycle of stress and underperformance. You might find yourself procrastinating more than usual, avoiding responsibilities, or simply not putting in the same level of effort you used to. This avoidance can be a way of coping with the overwhelming pressure. And this isn't because you're suddenly incapable or lazy. It's a response to the chronic stress and exhaustion you're experiencing. It's because burnout has depleted your energy reserves, leaving you with little to give. Your body and mind are signaling that they need a break. It's like trying to run a car on fumes. Eventually it's going to sputter and stop. You can't keep going without refueling. This decline in performance can be incredibly frustrating both for you and for those around you. It can affect your self-esteem and your relationships. You might feel like you're letting people down, or that you're not good enough. These feelings can further exacerbate the stress you're already under. But remember, this isn't about your inherent abilities. It's not a reflection of your worth or potential. It's about the toll that burnout is taking on your mind and body. Recognizing this is the first step towards addressing the issue and finding ways to recover. The third sign we're going to discuss is detachment, a feeling of emotional distance and disconnection from things that used to matter to you. This can manifest in various aspects of your life, making it hard to feel engaged or interested in anything. It's like you're going through the motions of life, but you're not really present. You might find yourself doing things on autopilot without any real sense of purpose or enjoyment. Remember those hobbies you used to love, the ones that lit you up from the inside? Those activities that once brought you so much joy and fulfillment? Burnout can steal that spark, leaving you feeling indifferent and apathetic. The things that once excited you now feel like a chore, and it's hard to find the motivation to engage with them. You might find yourself scrolling mindlessly through social media, unable to muster the energy to engage with anything that used to bring you joy. This can lead to a cycle of feeling even more disconnected and unfulfilled. And it's not just your personal life. This sense of detachment can seep into every corner of your existence. Burnout can also lead to detachment from your work. Tasks that once felt meaningful and rewarding now seem pointless and draining. You might feel cynical, disillusioned, or even resentful towards your job. The enthusiasm you once had for your career might be replaced with a sense of dread and frustration. The passion and drive you once had might be replaced with a sense of apathy and a lack of motivation. It's as if the fire that once fueled you has been extinguished. This detachment is a defense mechanism, a way for your mind to protect itself from further emotional strain. It's a sign that your mental and emotional resources are depleted. It's like your emotions have gone on strike, refusing to participate in a world that feels overwhelming and draining. This can make it hard to connect with others or even understand your own feelings. This emotional numbness can be incredibly isolating. It can make you feel like you're on the outside looking in, unable to fully engage with the world around you. You might feel like you're watching your own life from a distance, unable to connect with the people and things you care about. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and alienation. But remember, this detachment is a symptom of burnout, not a character flaw. It's a signal that something needs to change, that you need to take care of yourself. It's a sign that you need to prioritize your well-being and find ways to reconnect with yourself and the things that matter most. Taking small steps towards self-care and seeking support can help you regain your sense of connection and joy. We often think of burnout as a purely mental or emotional state, but the truth is, burnout takes a toll on your entire being, mind, body, and soul. And one of the most telling signs that you're burnt out is the appearance of physical symptoms. Think about it. Have you been experiencing more headaches than usual, that nagging tension right behind your eyes? Or maybe you're dealing with frequent stomach issues like indigestion, nausea, or a constant knot in your gut. Burnout can also manifest as muscle tension, especially in your shoulders, neck, and back. You might find yourself clenching your jaw, grinding your teeth, or even experiencing pain in your chest. And let's not forget about sleep. Burnout can wreak havoc on your sleep patterns, leaving you tossing and turning at night, plagued by racing thoughts and a sense of unease. You might find yourself waking up exhausted, no matter how many hours you've spent in bed. These physical symptoms are your body's way of sounding the alarm, of telling you that something is seriously wrong. Don't ignore these warning signs. They're not just going to disappear on their own. Addressing burnout requires a holistic approach that includes taking care of your physical health. Let's talk about another hallmark of burnout, the dreaded motivation meltdown. This is a state where your usual drive and enthusiasm seem to have vanished into thin air. This is when your usual get up and go has up and left the building, leaving you feeling stuck in a rut of apathy and indifference. It's as if the energy that once fueled your daily activities has been drained away. Remember those activities you used to be passionate about, the ones that made your heart sing? Those hobbies and interests that once brought you immense joy and satisfaction? Burnout can steal that spark, leaving you feeling indifferent and uninspired. The things that once excited you now seem like a chore, and the joy you once felt is replaced by a sense of emptiness. You might find yourself making excuses to avoid those hobbies or simply lacking the energy and enthusiasm to engage with them. It's not that you don't care anymore, it's that you feel too drained to care. This lack of motivation can extend to other areas of your life as well. It can affect your work, your relationships, and even your basic daily routines. You might find it difficult to get excited about anything, whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing your goals, or even just getting out of bed in the morning. The things that used to bring you joy now feel like burdens. It's like your internal drive, that inner fire that used to propel you forward, has been extinguished, leaving you feeling lost and directionless. The path that once seemed clear is now shrouded in fog. You might question your purpose, your passions, and even your sense of self. The things that once defined you now seem distant and unimportant. This lack of motivation isn't a sign of weakness or laziness. It's a symptom of a deeper issue that needs to be addressed. It's a clear indication that you're running on empty, that your emotional and mental reserves have been depleted. Just like a car can't run without fuel, you can't function without replenishing your energy. It's like trying to start a fire with wet wood. You need to address the underlying issue of burnout before you can reignite that spark. Taking time to rest, seeking support, and finding ways to recharge are essential steps in this process. The final sign we're going to delve into is emotional exhaustion, a state of feeling emotionally drained, overwhelmed, and at your wits' end. It's like you've been carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you're about to buckle under the pressure. Imagine this. You're constantly on edge, easily irritated by even the smallest things. Your fuse is short, and you find yourself snapping at loved ones or getting into arguments more frequently. Or maybe you're experiencing the opposite extreme. You feel emotionally numb, detached, and unable to connect with your own feelings or the emotions of others. It's like you've built a wall around your heart to protect yourself from further pain. Burnout can also lead to feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, and despair. You might feel like you're drowning in a sea of negativity, unable to see a way out. The challenges you face might seem insurmountable, and you might struggle to find the motivation to keep going. This emotional overload is a clear indication that your mind and body are at their limit. It's like your emotional circuits have overloaded, leaving you feeling fried and depleted. Ignoring these signs will only exacerbate the problem, leading to more severe consequences for your mental and physical well-being. If you recognize any of these signs in yourself, it's important to take action and seek help. Burnout is serious, but with the right support, you can overcome it. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Burnout is a common experience, especially in today's fast-paced world. Reaching out to a therapist, counselor, or other mental health professional can provide you with the tools and strategies you need to manage stress, prioritize self-care, and regain control of your life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. Take care of yourselves.